The action film genre started in 1927 with Metropolis. This film relied heavily upon animated special effects, as it was also a silent movie. 1933's King Kong had sound, but relied heavily on dialogue, stop motion animation, and claymation toy figures. These movies were big at that time. In 1956, The Seven Samurai was introduced. It relied heavily upon action and great storytelling. It is also a prelude to The Magnificent Seven, one of the greatest westerns ever made, and American films. Just like 1964, A Fistful of Dollars, which starred Clint Eastwood, this was also a western which was heavy and huge at that time, the 40s, 50s, and 60s. When the 70s arrived, at the end, Star Wars was one of the greatest films ever made. It relied heavily on special effects and black screen. This was one of the first big epic films that was very under the radar, but was a huge success. In the 80s, RoboCop, 1984. Also Aliens, Die Hard, 1988. These movies were heavy in violence and big special effects, but these were also a changing era as the president, Ronald Reagan, was also an ex-actor. He allowed all these movies to be R-rated and very vulgar and violent. In 1995, Bad Boys premiered. This was Michael Bay's, one of the best directors of action movies, first film. It also propelled the careers of Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. This was also one of the biggest beginnings of the huge over-the-top action like the scene here in The Rock. The drama has changed so much from simple films with a lot of dialogue to more action, semi-character development, not a lot of dialogue, but more so different, clever action. 300, a movie shot pretty much entirely in front of a green screen, was one of the first of its kind, and also heavily relied on violence and spectacular special effects. The last film here, Baby Driver, was one of the most clever films ever created. In 2017, this film relied heavily on soundtrack and high action car chases and things like that. But the greatest part about the soundtrack is that it went directly along with the movie. So even the lyrics of the soundtrack sometimes coincided with the action that was taking place. The evolution of the action genre is incredible, and I hope this is just a small sample of what we are looking forward to in the future. Thank you, and I appreciate your time.